when chasing how it feels. Nights alive with the growl of beast. Metal hearts never find their peace. Horsepower obsessed. Yeah, horsepower obsessed. Horsepower obsessed.
Guys, welcome back to Corvettes at Carlisle 2026. We are here with somebody you guys probably know. This is Mike, Street Speed 717. We're going to be going all over his ZR1X because if you guys haven't seen it, I actually picked up the car for him in Florida, and I wasn't allowed. He didn't allow me to say whose car it was, but I didn't have to refute that it was Street Speed's either because a lot of you guessed it accurately.
I think a lot of people knew.
Yeah, I mean that's your spec. Everybody, yeah, that thing was out there, but. It's a beautiful car, and I've actually had a couple of my subscribers come up to me and say, you know what, when I saw it on video, I really didn't like it, but in person, it works, and it really does. So
yeah, I mean, it wasn't something I would normally choose for sure. Like I usually do a bright single color, like a green or a yellow. But it was America's 250th birthday. I was getting the car around July 4th, and I was like, well, let's do something to celebrate America. So I also knew that I wanted to do something with those blue wheels because I love that that's an option. It's just different. I figured a lot of people wouldn't have blue wheels on their car. They wouldn't spec it that way. And when I was thinking about how to spec it so the blue wheels would make sense, I was like, well, we'll do red, white, and blue. So I did try to do as much of each color as I could, and I think it turned out great. It's definitely different. Might not be for everyone, but I love the way it turned out. I really do like it. I think it's awesome.
It is an interesting spec, and Mike's obviously a fan of the colored split window.
Yes.
So he doesn't go with the carbon fiber. He has it on the ZR1. He had a rapid blue, right?
Yep.
Yep, with yellow stripes.
Yep.
And that was blue going down the back, and now this one it's obviously white. So this is a ZTK package as well, right?
Yes, it is full ZTK. So you got the cup tires on there, and the full aero package, carbon. And yeah, as far as the split window is concerned, I just love that it really makes it stand out. I think carbon's cool, but if you do it in carbon, you can't really see it for more than unless you're right up on it. But if you're 5 feet away, you can't really tell that it's got two different windows. So I think on the ZR1s, a cool option is definitely to go with the body color split window. That way it really stands out.
Yep, so whenever he bought the car, he actually reached out to me and asked me if we could PPF it for him down in Florida. So for those of you who don't know, I co-own a shop in Florida called Blackout Tinting Miami. It's not actually in Miami, but we're kind of dropping that part off. But anyway, I took it in there. We had, of course, our fantastic guy down there, Felipe. He got to meet Felipe.
Felipe was great.
Absolutely kills the PPF game. Installed, we did a full PPF install, ceramic coating, window tint. He got the works. And tell us what you feel about the car after you.
Oh, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, so my dealer was in Florida, like pretty close to Miami, and I reached out to Justin. And I was like, you know, how close? I know you got blackout tinting. How close is that to this dealership? And he was like, it's 7 minutes away. So I was like, perfect. So I was like, if you could get the car, they took it over there, and they did a fantastic job. I mean, it's fully protected. And it was really nice, which I really appreciate, the fact that I flew in to get it, didn't have to worry about driving it 1,200 miles home. The windows were already done, tinted, and it's beautiful. I mean, you can't even see any of the XPEL lines at all. You guys did a great job. Felipe was awesome, spoke a little Spanish to him. I don't think he was super impressed, but I speak enough to get by, and it was cool talking to him. The guys down there were great, very nice, and they did a fantastic job. So.
Yep,
really appreciate it.
Felipe's always killing the game, but it was interesting because I got to pick this car up for him from the dealership, and obviously it's the ZR1X. You want to go crazy in these cars, but I literally drove his car before he even did, so it wasn't broken in yet. But even if it had been, from his dealership to my shop, like he says, 7 minutes. It took me about 45 minutes to get there because of traffic. The fastest I even had an option to go was like 12 miles an hour the whole way there. So it was not an eventful drive, but the car's fantastic no matter how you slice it. The interior on this car is absolutely insane. It's fully adrenaline red dipped, and when you're sitting in that car, it's like you could be sitting in there at 9 o'clock at night and it feels bright. Like it's
actually loud. It's bright. Yeah.
It brightens up the camera, which is something you can appreciate as a YouTuber, but as a normal car owner, you might not like that. I don't know. So
I mean, it's a lot. Yeah. I mean, again, going back to the color, I did the full red dip because when you do, just a little bit of like, this is getting into the weeds of Corvette specking out, which I won't bore people with, but if you're gonna spec out like a red interior and you want those red accents, if you do the carbon 2 package with the sport buckets, that essentially takes out all the red in the car. You're gonna have like no red at all. A little bit on the seat, top bolster, and then that's basically it, and then like under the dash. So if you want to actually see any red on the inside and you're doing carbon 2 pack and you're doing the comp seats, you got to go full red dip because you won't see any red. And that's why I did it for that
That's
car.
the best way to do it because you also got comp seats in
I
there.
think so, yeah.
And
the comp seats.
the competition seats deletes, otherwise the whole seat, every piece of that seat is bright red.
Yes.
If you do the comp seats, it adds the bolsters in black, the mid like back bolsters also black, and it gives it a little bit more of a dimension. So again, if you're going to do the full red dipped, I feel like you've got to go competition and you've got to go level 2 carbon, or else it is going to be way too much red.
Yeah, no, that's a good point because you don't want to go too much. So then again, going back to the carbon 2 and the comp seats, takes a little red out, like you said. So I think it's a really good mix. I think it's a good mix. I love it.
I agree. So we got a ZR1X. It's a ZTK package. We got the Edge Blue wheels.
Yep.
And it does have the bright red brake calipers, but actually tell us the story about those calipers.
Oh, that's sort of interesting. So when the car got delivered, the guy sent me a picture, and it was, or no, before it got delivered, it was the window sticker I saw.
Yep.
He sent me a picture of the window sticker, and it said yellow calipers. I was looking it over, and I was like, well, that's not right. I don't want yellow calipers on this red, white, and blue car. So I called him. I was like, hey, I saw this on the window sticker. Like, obviously, that's not what I ordered. Like, is everything good? He's like, we're on it. So I don't know how they worked it out, but the car shipped to the dealer. The red calipers showed up before the car showed up. They swapped out the calipers, and then it got delivered with the right ones. But yes, my window sticker says yellow. So I don't know where in the process, like, there was a mistake. Doesn't matter. It's all done now. But yeah, somewhere along the line, that car had yellow calipers on it.
So what's interesting about that is that was right up the same time that the ZTK package was on constraint because the calipers weren't able to be sourced. So not only did he, obviously the ZR1X has 10 piston calipers standard, not only did he get the car with 10 piston calipers obviously, but they were yellow and had to order a red set of 10 piston calipers with no issue.
I don't know
but
how
we couldn't get them.
I don't know how they showed up there before the car showed up, but they did. I think people might not know, those are actually different brakes than on the regular ZR1.
Right, there are 10 pistons in the front, still 6 in the rear, but what's interesting about that is obviously 10 pistons, that's gigantic. It's literally 4 more pistons than what all the rest of the C8, the high performance model C8s have. And it's pretty crazy because this one I'm looking at in the rear, especially the rear caliper, if that thing was yellow, that 100% just looks like a banana. Like the way it's shaped, it looks like a banana.
It does.
So thankfully it's red, but again, full ZTK package, 3ZR, well actually no, 3LZ. They're not ZR anymore.
Close enough.
Yeah, 3LZ interior, no front lift though, right?
No front lift. I had it on a previous one, I never used it because these noses are really short.
Yeah.
And they're pretty high, honestly. So I never used it. I was like, well, I just won't even get it. It should take some weight out of the car. It was a little cheaper,
true.
so whatever.
So for me, I always lower these cars, and I'll put the collars on it, which pretty much slams
That'll
that
drop
front.
that sucker down.
And there is no chance I could drive that car without that front lift.
Yeah,
so
if you're going to lower it, get the lift for sure.
100%.
No doubt.
So tell me about the mods that you've done so far.
The mods so far, we've done a Fab Speed system right across the street here as I'm looking at it. And we did their Sport Cats and then the rear section with the megaphone design, which is kind of a unique setup they have where it's a smaller chamber that goes into a slightly larger chamber, and then it kind of cones into back into a smaller one, and it sounds incredible. I mean, Fab Speed has done so many systems for me over the years, and I keep going back because they're awesome. The workmanship is incredible. It's all built in-house. It's all built not only in America, but Pennsylvania, which is cool. And they just really do a phenomenal job. The fit and finish is great. You got the carbon tips on there, looks awesome. And we are going to go catless at some point. So I mean,
you're gonna go crazy.
We're only not doing that right now because the car isn't tuned yet, and I don't want it to have like an engine code stored. But once I send the car to be tuned, we're going full catless, and they have one over there that sounds ridiculous. I don't know if you heard it. The green one over there, it sounds insane.
So you do have plans on tuning?
Absolutely, yeah.
TCM too?
Oh yeah.
So full build.
Oh yeah.
So this thing being
It's too slow.
1250 horsepower, not fast enough.
Not fast enough. You can always go fast.
That's true. So
It's going to be gnarly.
that is going to be crazy.
It's good. I mean, that car already, I tell people all
It
the
is.
time, like,
It's insane.
they ask me, dude, yeah, I've had a lot of fast cars and been very fortunate to have some fast stuff, including an 1800 wheel GTR. And when I tell you that car is ridiculous, it is, I don't think people even understand how fast that car is.
I got to drive a ZR1X down at the Bash this year, and it's kind of hard to do it on the roads behind where the Bash is held at the museum. But I did my best, and it's actually scary to put your foot completely into it when you're not used to that. You ease into it. I'm maybe 70% throttle, and I'm like, you know what? There's not enough road left. Like, this road's coming up really quick.
I mean, it's properly fast.
It is, and it's got a warranty. This is the craziest thing that Corvette has ever put out, of course. We've talked about it with the other engineers today, but
It's incredible.
it's an absolutely insane car. But so this is your first year at Carlisle in how many years?
And I think like 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and it's awesome to be back.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I just talked to Lance. Apparently, this is the biggest show yet.
Really?
Biggest attendance, so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's very
record
interesting.
setting. He said.
Good. Maybe it's because of you then.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone cares. But it's really fun to be here. I've been walking around all day talking to people, and it's always a pleasure, man. You meet some really cool people, just awesome, really nice people, and it's really cool to share the hobby. Like there's just so many here.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
The difference in cars, I mean, I could see, there's not a ton of ZR1Xs here by any means, but if I find 5 of these here, all 5 of them will be completely different from each other. It's really wild what the Corvette owners do with their cars and how they personalize them. But so what other future, you have any other future plans for it?
No, I mean, we're going to go catless and tune it. And then I mean, there's not really a whole lot you can do beyond that, I guess, because the turbos are already massive. I mean, so it'll probably make around like 1250 wheel, I would think, somewhere in there. And then I'll just leave it like that, and then maybe do E at some point. But I mean, it's like, it really is almost at the point where it's like fast enough. Like, it really is that fast.
Yeah.
So
wants to hear it?
not a whole lot.
Anybody want to hear it?
You can fire it up anytime.
Before we fire it up, a really good question comes in from Dan. Says, which car does he like better, his ZR1X or his SVJ?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Yeah,
because I'm going to break everyone's heart.
I was going to say,
Oh,
that
break everyone's
SVJ is
heart.
pretty nice, so it's hard to say
The
anything
SVJ is just my favorite car of all time. I mean, I was the kid, every picture I had on the wall was a Lambo. You know, I always wanted a Lamborghini. And the SVJ is just an insane car. Like, and it's not even.
Yeah.
I mean, you drive it next to that, it's like slow.
Yeah, oh,
It's
God.
800 horsepower Lambo. Like, it feels slow compared to that. But just the sounds it makes and everything are incredible. It's got the look, it's got the sound.
Yep.
It's everything I've ever wanted in a car. But I mean, I tell you what, it's pretty close. And that's $1 million car now. That's
Right.
you can buy that for 250 G's.
Yep.
Which I get, it is a lot, but I think
For Corvette guys, that's way outside the norm.
yes,
But it's
the
a lot of
people who
car.
act like that's a lot for what
Right.
you're getting, they're insane.
Yeah, you're
because
getting a
like,
lot.
do you see what it's destroying on the track? Like, where are you going to spend anything less than $1 million?
Well,
to get
that
something like
that thing just recently showed up a Bugatti Chiron.
I
And
mean,
it's like, that was $4.5 million.
I'm like, guys, this is the bargain of the century.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
But yeah, let's go ahead and fire it up.
Fire it
Maybe
up.
give us
Who's
some.
got-
Give us
do I
some
have the
revs.
key? Who's got the key?
I don't know.
I might have the key. Oh, I do
Yeah,
have
you
the
got
key.
it.
All right, here
Look,
we go.
look at this. He left the key tag on there too.
Of course
I
I
was.
did.
I was wondering if that was
I'm not
still
going
going
to
to be
take it
on
away.
there.
Take it off? No. If it starts up.
Might not.
Some revs? Want some revs?
Yeah. About to get loud. You could really hear those turbos, but it is about to get loud in here.
It's loud.
That's wild. Those sound really good. You can hear those turbos just whistling.
Yeah, I really like how you can hear the turbo spool down. It's
That you really couldn't hear that stock, so those
No.
pipes really open that up.
You
nice.
really don't hear the turbos much at all stock.
Yeah.
So again, Fab Speed, thank you to them. Sounds awesome. And it looks really good. It's got the carbon. I really like that they do those carbon tips.
Yeah.
So it matches the rest of the carbon on the car.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
Love it.
Sounds great, performs well, looks really awesome. Like I said, it's a spec that on paper probably doesn't make sense to most of you guys. It didn't to me, but whenever I saw it in person, he asked me, he's like, how's it look? And I was like,
I was worried myself. I was like, how's it look?
It's good. Like it flows nicely. So, yeah. No, I really appreciate you taking the time, Mike.
Of course. Of course. Thanks for having me in the booth. This setup is awesome, and it's great to be here.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, unless you guys have any more questions for Mike, I'm going to let him get out of here. I don't think I want to take his entire day, but
I'm fine. I'm down for whatever. I agree. The SVJ is amazing.
Ask him why no Venturi intake.
To be honest, I haven't really done a whole lot of research on intake. So if they have one for a ZR1, maybe I would look into it. I don't know if, from dyno numbers and everything I've seen with tuning, I don't know if it really makes a huge difference. But if it does, I mean, I'm into it. I'll look into it for sure.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably something maybe he'll look into, guys. So we'll let you know, I guess. But that's going to be pretty much it, Mike. If you want to head out, I know I don't want to take all your time.
It's been a long day, but it's been a fun day. Yeah. And it's hot too.
It is very hot.
You walk around out here, it's hot, but it's been absolutely awesome.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me,
guys. Thumbs up for Street Speed. He took time out of his day to come spend it with us, and
happy to do it.
Waste a bunch of his time. So yeah. Car looks amazing, though. I'm more than happy having that in my booth for as long as you want to leave it. But I think you got to take it home, right?
I'm going to drop it off, and then I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back Saturday, too.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Mike.
You got it, bud.
I think you can just hand the microphone if you want to turn it off first. The next person up is going to be...
Do I get to keep the Mountain Dew?
Yeah, that's yours, dude.
Okay.
Take it. Next one up is going to be Joe Lamb, guys. You know him. He's the one that makes all my shirts. And you're going to be wowed by what car he's about to bring in here, because I've been dubbed an E-Ray hater for some reason, but he's about to bring in an E-Ray, and I'm going to give you some compliments on this thing because he's got one of the nicest E-Rays I've seen. So once he gets in that car and starts bringing it in here, you're going to hear it, you're going to see it, you're going to feel it, because Joe Lamb's a great guy, and he has an awesome car. So I asked him to be on the channel, and he obliged. So Mike's going to be leaving here. You're going to hear that car start up in a second, and then we're going to bring Joe in. Hey, Joe, you ready? I am ready. Let's get my phone number. Okay. There's another one. We can't have a table without Mountain Dew on it. We are still live, yes. We're waiting for Joe to come in from after Street Speed leaves. But, yep, you're going to bring it right in here just as soon as he pulls out.
Can I sit this down here?
You sure can. Let's actually, you know what? Let's mic him up now. Might as well get to talking to him before the car comes in. So again, guys, Joe Lamb has an E-Ray. And we're going to talk all about why this thing's fantastic, so stay tuned. There goes the ZR1. See you, Mike.
Right where he was?
Just back it right in where he was, yep.
Alrighty.
There you go. It is live. Just stick that in your pocket and you're good to go.
All right.
You want to go just grab it now, Joe?
Yep,
You can back it right on in.
Surely will.
So Joe's coming up with his E-Ray right now, guys. So if you guys have any questions about the E-Ray ownership or anything, feel free to start putting them in the comments now. We are going to have quite the session here with an E-Ray owner. So you guys you're always asking me about the E-Ray and my hate. I don't have hate for an E-Ray. I love the E-Ray. I think it serves its purpose very nicely in the lineup. And we're about to talk about one here in a second. So if you guys don't know, like I said, Joe Lamb makes all the shirts for the channel. He makes a lot of the merch, actually. The foam fingers, the umbrellas, all the stuff I sell on the website. He makes most of it. Oof, the gnats here. We got some gnats. If you're asking me how I feel about the Grand Sport X or how Joe Lamb does, I'll tell you how I feel about it first. I think the Grand Sport X is an interesting car in the lineup. I do think Chevy, based on what even Josh Holder was saying earlier, Chevy taking it as an LT car instead of the LZ car, I think that was actually a wise decision, because what that does is it frees up any criticism for it being a cheaper version of basically a Z06, because you can get the Z06 with all the carbon interior, the carbon steering wheel, all that stuff, but it's also a little bit more of an expensive car, and in my opinion, the Z06 should be a little bit more expensive. But outside of that, you got 721 horsepower. What's not to like about a Grand Sport X? And honestly, if you like the E-Ray, you're going to like the Grand Sport X probably even more. It's more power. But I will also ask Joe Lamb as soon as he gets in here what his thoughts are on the Grand Sport X, because I'm kind of curious myself, since he owns an E-Ray, where his head's at with that. No, he's in shuttle mode or whatever now, yeah. So he's backing it in with no noise whatsoever. That's always an interesting. It still gets me. It still gets me that you got a 700 horsepower car that is moving around with literally no noise. Yeah, there's a lot of, there's not much space to do it. You feel like Austin Powers making that turn out there.
Yeah, I forgot to mention yesterday, Justin. I forgot to mention yesterday, I do miss stealth mode in the E-Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, stealth mode, I do miss that.
Yeah, the angle is, it's hard to get the right angle out there because of, it's super tight. But as you can see, it's a pretty well customized E-Ray. There's a lot of body panels that have been painted to match the exterior. And I honestly can't remember if that's Sebring Orange or Amplify. I can't tell from where I'm sitting if that's Sebring or Amplify. He still has the blue E-Ray badges on there. Yep. There we go. We got him in here now. So the taillights are not blacked out. They're actually Euro tailed. So kind of the clear taillights, the same taillights I have on my Z06 actually, but I've had at least 3 people so far at the show ask about my color matched taillights because they match Seawolf Gray perfectly. A lot of people think I painted those. I did not paint them, of course. The Euro tails.
Now the hard part's over.
Just a clear replacement. All right, welcome to the channel, Joe.
Now that the hard part's over.
Right. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Oh man, thanks for inviting me.
Joe Lamb knows of my me being dubbed an E-Ray hater. Have I ever said anything nasty about your E-Ray, Joe?
Not directly.
Not directly.
No, you didn't say anything. Nasty about the E-Ray, but you know.
Let me fix your mic here. It looks like it.
Did it fall down?
Yeah, we gotta have it out like that.
Testing, 1, 2. Is that better?
So, obviously, like I said, I'm still gonna get the E-Ray hater comments, but I do not hate the E-Ray.
Good.
Whatever. We got a Z06 lover over here. He's not liking it.
Okay, that should work. All right. Testing, 1,
Yeah.
2. We're good? Okay,
Perfect.
great.
All right, so as we're talking, there goes a Grand Sport X. That's interesting. So right outside of the booth, Grand Sport X driving by. And one of the questions that came up that I already answered for Joe, how do you feel about the new Grand Sport X? Being an E-Ray owner, how do you feel about the Grand Sport X? Yeah.
The Grand Sport X is the next extension. You know, this is the way I want to answer the question. Is what I was told is that the E-Ray, we're kind of like the 1963 split window Corvette. We are an insulated group. They're not making any more of them. So obviously the evolution of the E-Ray is the Grand Sport X. And it's going to be a great car. But for what we have, they're never going to be able to duplicate actually what we have. So I'm pretty proud of the E-Ray, but I think there's a lot to be said about the Grand Sport X.
Absolutely. So if you like the E-Ray, I said this earlier, if you like the E-Ray, the Grand Sport X is like, it feels like it's a no-brainer. It's basically the same car with more power. How could you not like that if you like the E-Ray? But the E-Ray is, like Joe said, is gonna, it's unique at this point because they didn't make many. And now that it's done and the Grand Sport X is replacing it, even though it's a badge and a little bit more horsepower, for the most part it's the same car otherwise, it's still interesting because it keeps the production numbers low. Now, is this Sebring Orange or Amplify?
No, this is Sebring Orange.
That's okay.
And the thing I like about the Sebring Orange is it really has the metallic in it. I'm not sure if the Amplify did not have the metallic in it or not, but I really like this because it really does sparkle, especially in the sun.
Yeah. So you painted or did you powder coat the calipers?
I had the calipers powder coated, and for people who may have seen the video, when I took delivery of it, and Rick Connie, he kind of hazed me a little bit about having red calipers. It was always the plan to have them powder coated because I wanted them to match the color of the car. The OEMs were just a little different tint.
They are.
And so having them powder coated to match the car, for me, was, you know, what really brought the whole package together.
And then you also had the diffuser painted in the back and something else, right?
Yep, so the back, the actual lower part, some people kind of refer to that as the diffuser,
yeah.
But just above that, I had that painted the same color. And actually it was my friend Darren, who has a Seawolf Gray, who did it first. And when I saw that, I called while I was down at Bastrop at Corvette Invasion last year. My car was in to have the part of the top painted on the clear top. And I told them what I wanted, sent them a picture. They said, we'll have it done by the time you get home.
So is the top that's on there now is not the clear top, right?
It's not the clear top, no. I've got the,
did you just paint the rails?
Just the rails, so that way, a lot of times when you look at it, you know, people think it's the carbon fiber,
exactly.
But it really, you know, brought the whole car together.
That's pretty cool. So you have the transparent top with just the rails painted
Right.
Sebring orange, and then the rest is transparent.
Exactly.
That's an interesting look. I like that idea.
Yep. So that's when I have that top on. Coming back from Bastrop, I haven't changed it back because I knew it was going to be hot in Texas, and I didn't want to be under that magnifying glass.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I figured, you know, it's still going to be hot. I've kind of gotten used to this top being on it now, so I'll probably switch out when it gets a little cooler out.
Okay, so what other mods do we have?
So I've done, like I heard you talk about, the rear tail lights. So we did that. On the front, we did the what they call the grill lights, LED grill lights. So we did that on the front, which gives a nice styling cue to them. We did the throttle body, the solar, as well as the throttle body, the controller that goes inside. So that's given me a little bit more performance. I've got an aftermarket air cleaner, not the Venturi, but just, you know, kind of the standard, you know, blue something they
Attack
call
blue.
it. Attack blue. Got that. The F1 light in the back, the side view mirrors with the sequential lights, and the blue kind of tinted from Paragon side view mirrors.
Wide, yeah.
It gives you a little wider angle.
Yep.
So those are the things that come to mind. I've got the new scoops underneath the bottom that bring a little bit more air into the car.
Yep.
And those are the things that I did. Exterior. Now the interior, and I was just talking to Ken from Squirrel Cage. Rick told me not to get the competition seats because he said, I think you're going to be uncomfortable. I know you love them.
I love them.
And because of you, I thought I was going to be fine.
Yep.
At 3 hours into my ride home after taking delivery, I knew, uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
Really?
They hurt.
Really?
They hurt.
Wow.
And
okay.
so I'm going, okay, well, maybe it's just I got to get used to them.
They do have to break in a little bit.
I thought they broke me in.
They broke you in.
After I came back from doing Ron Fellows and sitting in their car and everything, I knew then that I wasn't going to be able to live with them.
Oh, wow.
So fortunately, this being such a rich community and the engineers being so generous with information, one of the engineers, I reached out to them and told them the problem I was having. After seeing Squirrel Cage's video when he did the seat cushion changeover, I told that person what I wanted to do. We got together, figured it out. So now I have GT2 seat cushions that I sit on, but the backs are still the competition.
Oh, nice.
And even when I showed it to Josh when I was at the bash, he gave me the nod of approval, like, that was a smart idea.
Yeah, that was good.
All I ask is if you guys decide to use that idea, please give me credit for it since I did it first. But he said you're welcome to put it on YouTube.
Very nice. So let's see. Yeah, so even Dan says, wow, that's surprising. I love the competition seats. They hold you tight and they're very comfortable.
Right.
I thought it was interesting because personally, I find the competition seats to be the most comfortable, the second most GT2, and the least comfortable GT1.
Right, right.
And it's interesting because you'd think the GT1 is more of a touring seat, that would be the most plush, comfortable seat. The GT2 and competition seats are much more comfortable than the GT1 in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Dan asks, does he plan to put stripes on the clear roof?
No. I thought about it, but I thought, it's not really necessary because the way the front windshield, the back windshield break up the stripes anyway, when I put the clear roof on it, it's just, broken up between that little area from the windshield to the clear roof, and then, it's broken up then before it gets to the back glass. So no, it's not necessary. It looks really nice the way it is, and that's the way I even had it on my Stingray. So no plans to put it on the clear roof. I don't think I would like to look up and see stripes going
Yeah, that's
across
what I was
there.
thinking too.
Yeah, no.
So guys, coming to the show here to Corvettes at Carlisle, Joe actually drove down. You live in Michigan, correct?
I do, Saugatuck, right on the western shore.
Detroit.
Nope.
I
Saugatuck.
know. I pulled a
You
string
did. Yeah, you did.
All right, so how long of a drive from your house to my house?
With a little bit of traffic, I was doing good, so I hit the traffic after I got probably within 10 miles of your house, but it was probably a good 8 hours, stopping for a couple, gas breaks and stuff like that. So it's a good 8 hours.
So he came down to my house to then drive together to the show, which was fun. We had a real nice Corvette caravan going on.
It was a lot of fun.
But yes, obviously a very interesting car. He's got a lot of stuff done to it. Any future plans?
I'm thinking maybe after speaking with Corey from Paragon, I would like a little bit more rumble, but I like my exhaust tips. I mean, I just like the way that looks. That was one of the things that made me want to get this car. So he suggested maybe considering getting the free flow cats. They're a little bit more expensive than, you could get an exhaust for that. But he said, in his opinion, from his experience, the free flow cats, that's an adequate exhaust system. Mm-hmm. With that, you probably would get what you want without having to change your exhaust.
I agree. That'll probably give you exactly what you want. How about black lug nuts?
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea either. But what I'm going to do is, those are obviously the stock wheels, and I'm going to probably get a set of wheels that look exactly like those, but with the offsets made in them already, because I'm starting to track the car a bit, and I don't want to continue to do it with those wheel, extensions on it, and then I can do the black nuts after that. Yeah,
gotcha.
Black wheel nuts. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we got an E-Ray with, is that a 3LZ interior?
Yes, it is.
So 3LZ, do you have level 2 carbon in there?
I don't have it from the factory. I did my own,
Okay.
because it would have been one of those things that would have been a constraint. And if you remember, getting this car delivered at the bash seemed like it was all fun and games. When I came up with it at the caravan, I told Rick Conti, he's like, yeah, we can do it. And then with shutdowns at the plant, we started getting really scary. And if it wasn't for, like I said, a friend of mine, one of the engineers, it wouldn't have happened. So it definitely would have happened if I would have asked for that level 2 carbon fiber.
That's probably true.
Yep.
So 3LZ E-Ray, what year is it? 24 or 25?
25.
25. Okay,
Yep.
so same year as my car. Very nice. So awesome having you on the channel, Joe. I think this might be the first time you've been on my channel, isn't it?
this is the first time, and we've talked about it before, and just time goes by so fast. So it's an honor, to be asked to be on here, and doing your merch and everything is always a lot of fun. I think we're getting better at it, and doing next year, we're going to even come up with some better stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well,
sure.
Joe, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks so much.
Really like the car. Keep it up.
You. All right. Well, looking forward to more fun times ahead.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
All right, take it easy, Joe.
Alrighty.
Guys, thumbs up for Joe, bringing out his E-Ray, talking to us a little bit about the mods and everything else he's done. Next up, we're actually going to have a really interesting person on the channel here. If you guys know who Christian is from the Wheeler YouTube channel, he's here. He's actually right across the street. I say street, it's like pathway, with his ZR1. So I thought it would be interesting to have him come over, but he's only roughly 10 feet away. It's going to probably take him 20 minutes to get his car in here. How far away does that work? Yeah. I was going to say, he's right over there. It might just be easier to leave his car over there. So, Dan, would you be willing to grab Wheeler for me and bring him on over? And tell him to leave his car there for now. So I think we're going to be able to walk around his car, possibly remote. I think that would probably be the best way, because this is really tight to get this in and out of here. The white ZR1. It's under right beside this one. Yep. So we're gearing up for Wheeler. Guys, if you don't know, he has a 2025 C8 Corvette ZR1. He was one of the first ones to get a ZR1. He's had a couple Corvettes in the past. We'll let him talk about exactly what cars those were, but really interesting that he was able to grab the ZR1 as early as he did. And yeah, we're going to get to talk to him a little bit about the mods he's done, because I know he's got a good bit of them on there at this point. 2 minutes. So, CJM, great stuff, Justin. I'll see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow, my friend. So we're just waiting for the ZR1 to come in at this point. Or well, actually, we're going to the ZR1, but we're waiting for Wheeler. So whenever you want to, whenever we're coming around. No. Different Wheeler. Yeah, it is, right? So yeah, his name, first name is Christian, last name is Wheeler, and of course, with that kind of last name, you're born to be a YouTuber. He had no choice. All right, so here he comes now, guys. We're going to get to talk to him while they're walking around the car. Of course, just like the rest of the people, you're going to see the walk around of his ZR1, and we're going to talk a lot about what mods he has done to the thing so far. I know he's taken it to the drag strip quite a few times. He's actually been down there with Brooks from Drag Times. That's another person we've done some work for at the Florida shop. We've done a lot of PPF and a lot of ceramic coatings for him. It's turned out really nice. So it's been really awesome working with other YouTubers, of course. As a YouTuber myself, I can appreciate other YouTubers, so that's why I figured I'd see if I could get Christian to come over here for this, because he's been doing a lot of ZR1 content. Good to go. Christian?
How's it going?
Thank you for taking the time to sit with us for a little bit.
Of course, I'd love to.
So you're just in town for today, or were you? Yeah, you were here yesterday.
I was here yesterday and today. Yep.
Okay, so we had to get him on today because he's leaving tomorrow. So if you guys haven't had a chance to meet him, you seem like a really cool dude, down to earth. Gotta love the YouTubers that seem as cool as they do in their videos, right? Right, guys? But seriously, his ZR1 is sitting over there. Tell us about your ZR1.
ZR1, so it was in the very first batch of them made, so it's 25, it's car number 20. It was the first one in Florida at the time, and I had it at Sebring and at the drag strip a week later.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to immediately get it, because you heard so much in the news, Corvette blogger and from GM about all of the hype around the ZR1, and I wanted to see it and feel it for myself.
Yeah. So I know you had Corvettes prior to the ZR1.
Yep.
What did you have prior?
So I've had almost every model of Corvette since the C7 Stingray.
Okay.
So C7 Stingray was my very first Corvette, and then I've had a manual C7 Z06. I had the C7 ZR1. I had the C8 Stingray, C8 Z06, and then C8 ZR1.
Nice.
So I've had literally them all.
I was gonna say that's quite the progression. So.
I mistakenly sold it not this past January, but the one before. So it was an auto, which is why I sold it.
Yep.
At the time, I wasn't doing anything content related, and the work and life was, leading me in a different direction. So I was like, oh, just kind of sitting there. I'd rather it go to someone that's really going to enjoy it.
Yep.
Plus, it's not going to shoot in value because it's not a manual car.
Right.
So I got rid of it, and then all the online stuff did well, and I'm like, dang,
Right.
would have done great, but it is what it is.
Yep. So automatic C701 you had. Yeah, Wheeler's car collection is pretty impressive. What do you have now? So you got the ZR1, and what else you got?
So at the moment, I have the ZR1. I have a 1970 Dodge Challenger RT 426 Hemi.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Is it black? Tell me it's black.
It's plum crazy.
Oh, that's even better.
Plum crazy with a white side stripe, white interior. I have a 2023 Huracan Technica.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Green?
What?
Green?
It's Nardo Gray.
That's even better.
Yep,
Listen to
Nardo
these
gray.
colors that
Yep.
this guy's got.
And
so that's
then-
basically Seawolf gray for the most part.
Yep. And then I have a 26 BMW X3, which is my everyday get around town car. And then I have my grandfather's 1930 Ford Model A.
Oh, wow, Model A.
Yep.
Yeah, right. That's an ongoing joke. We'll talk about that later. But is that a Supra license plate?
Is that a Supra license plate? Is what a Supra license?
I guess your license plate.
My license plate?
Or no, I'm sorry, that's probably from Joe.
Okay,
it said
okay.
Super 8.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
close though.
Got it.
So tell me about the mods you have on your ZR1.
Mods, so right now I have Eventuri's intake system for the C8 ZR1. I have Soul Performance's competition exhaust system. I'm on Paragon Performance's and Hyperco lowering springs all the way around, and then running on E5 wheels. They're Talladega wheels, which are like US made forged wheel.
Yep.
And I've been running all those mods basically as soon as they put them out. My car was the development car for Eventuri's intake system.
Yep.
So I ran their 3D printed prototype units whenever they did initial testing. Paragon Performance flew down, did a bunch of testing, but that's what I have it at right now, and it's been great. I mean, it puts down the power. I'm at the track as often as I could possibly do, and everything's been really good.
So did you notice a difference when you put the Eventuri intake on?
I did. We did back-to-back same-day testing that day, where we ran it. We had 3 ZR1s, ran it with the stock box, ran it with the Eventuri box. Obviously, it's hard to rule out all variables. Just
Right.
Later in the day, it's going to get hotter. IAT is going to increase. Like, you're going to have slowers at 6130s, but on average, looking at all the data, the cars with the Eventuri system were several tenths quicker, 6130.
You don't say. The Eventuri system works.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
Weird.
For
Weird.
me, from my experience, and I'll just give it, tell it like it is. The Global B system, the Bosch system on the ZR1's ECU, likes to keep all the parameters in check. So if you mess with anything without tuning the car,
Yeah.
the car's going to want to try to still keep it at that power.
Right.
So whenever we put it on the dyno, it really didn't pick up a lot of peak power.
Yeah, but it was through
But
the power.
you saw
Yep.
that in the power band, in the
Yep.
mid-range, you did see significant increases.
On a dyno, you saw
On a
significant.
dyno, same day, back-to-back testing.
Weird. Dyno on an Eventuri shows additional horsepower. It seems like there's really only one place I know of that doesn't show that. But anyway,
I don't know the backstory, but I'll take your word for it.
I've noticed a ton of power.
Yeah.
Typically, throughout the power curve, even on a Z06,
Yep.
it's between 30 and 40.
Yep.
And then it peaks on a stock car. It'll peak around 20.
Yep.
Which is incredible from just an air filter
Yep.
or an air intake.
100%.
So when you add that on top of you have catless downpipes.
Yeah, catless, no muffler. So I'm just literally as loud
Straight
as you
through.
can make the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you probably hear the turbos whistle quite a bit and
Constantly,
everything.
especially with the increased airflow from the box, you just
Yep.
hear turbo all the time.
So with the Eventuri and the downpipes, the exhaust, you most likely improved your quarter mile times. I know
Yeah.
you were doing a lot of drag racing with like Brooks and stuff.
Yeah, so whenever I first got the car, Brooks reached out almost right away and we did some testing. I was little bit of I hadn't been to a strip and I don't know how long. Wasn't familiar with the traction control system. My times that day were not great. But the first day we ran it, I was running like, obviously it was midsummer in Florida. It was really hot. I was running like very high 9s, low 10s, which isn't representative of what the ZR1 can do.
Right.
And the fastest I've had it now with everything done to it was 938.
938.
Yeah, it's the fastest quarter I've done. 938 at like 153.
And GM rates that, I think, at 9.7.
I've seen anywhere from like, I think they advertise like 9.6.
Yeah,
like
something
it's
like that.
9.5 to 9.7.
So you're beating GM's advertised, and is that on stock tires? Or are you
that's
beating
on
radials?
Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires.
4S tires,
On-
not even the Sport Cup 2s.
Not even the Cup. So I've done a lot of drag racing with 3 or 4 ZR1s at this point. The Cup 2s are the stickier tire, but you have to get them hot.
Hot.
So for them to be effective.
Very hot.
And I've talked to the Corvette engineers directly, just as you have, but I talked to specifically the team that was responsible for their drag strip, and they set the 0-16 quarter mile times on the 4S tires. They ran into the same thing I did, which was the Cup 2s don't get hot enough on the ZR1's burnout system to hook enough, so the 4Ss do.
Yeah, guys, Dan says it best. Let's smash that thumbs up button. Obviously, we're talking to some subscribers with their rides, and we got really cool rides this time. So last night, with no intention, trust me, I did not intend on this, it was all Z06s. Tonight, I knew I couldn't have another Z06 in here. You guys are going to hate me if I do. So we had a ZR1X, an E-Ray, and now a ZR1, and one of the first ZR1s. So he had a 2025. So this is still pre-interior refresh, one of the very first out of the gate, and he's done a bunch of mods to it. Any problems?
So the only issue I had initially was a valve body problem, which was pretty widespread
pretty common,
within the Z06 and ZR1s with that transmission specifically.
Yep.
It was one of the great things about these cars, it was an in and out fix same day. They swapped the valve body, flushed the trans, and it didn't cost me a dime because it was under warranty.
It's been good since.
And I haven't had a single problem since. And then the only other issue I had was I left it for the ZR1. I don't know if you know this, but because they removed the front trunk, there's no place for a tender.
Right.
So I left it sit for a week, didn't put it on a tender, and you know these cars are super finicky with battery
Oh
voltage.
yeah, voltage messes everything up.
It messes everything up. So I left it sit for a week, and then whenever I went to turn it on, I got a bunch of all the lights, and I was like, oh, what's wrong? The sensor's wrong, whatever wrong. They put a new battery in it. Tech couldn't repeat any of the malfunctions, and it's been good to go.
Yep.
Those are literally the only 2 issues I've had with it.
It's funny because anytime I get somebody email me, that sometimes they'll email me and say, hey, I got this crazy check engine light, can you tell me what it is? And I say, what did you see on the dash? And if they say rear axle
system off,
immediately I know it's a battery voltage thing,
Almost
because
every single time.
that's never going to actually be a thing unless your car's pretty messed
Yeah.
up. So that's the first thing that will pop up is rear axle. Even on the
Yep.
C7, it would say something about the differential, some sort of issue there, and it's always a voltage issue.
Yep.
So yeah, very nice. So that's pretty cool. So coming from the Z06 to the ZR1, what do you miss the frunk?
I don't. Not really. I never really used the front too. It depends on how many cars you have.
Yeah.
You know, if you got because you can daily drive these cars.
Right.
So if the Z06 is your daily driver, yeah, the extra front space is going to be useful.
Right.
But for the ZR1, I drive it a lot, track it a lot, but it's not my everyday car. So for me, if I know I have to go pick up stuff or go haul stuff, probably not.
Don't take the
that
ZR1,
car.
right.
So honestly, I don't really miss it. Plus, the rear trunk is like surprisingly spacious, even in the ZR1. You know, you can fit a whole set of golf clubs if you want. So
Have you done that personally?
I have not actually put. It's really hard to get it in there over the wing.
Yeah, right. You got to
It's
go
really
from the side.
problem. Yeah, you have to like crane
Yep.
it in. Yeah, it's kind of difficult.
So I have a C7 ZR1 with the
Okay.
giant wing,
Yeah, but-
ZTK, and then on my C8 Z06, I have a ZR1 wing. So it's like
Yep. So yeah. So you know.
I
the
have to
pain.
have my truck for my golf clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
You
though I
gotta
don't-
like
I
try to
don't
load
golf.
it in the side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely awkward.
Yep.
All right, so I think that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Yeah, how many? That's a good point.
I'm at 7,000.
Okay.
So 7,000 in. I mean, I got it in like July of last year. So what?
A little
like,
over a year.
Yeah, like 13 months.
I got my Z06 in July last year.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep. And so 7,000 miles, which is a lot for this car. There's
Oh,
few
sure.
ZR1s I've seen that have over 1,000
Yeah,
miles.
they're in a protective bubble in a garage.
Yeah. And like my car over here, I still have like the paint markers on it from the strip. I literally 2 days before I put it on the trailer was at the drag strip, and tow hooks are still on it. It's like I didn't even clean it, put it on the trailer and sent it. And was like, all right, good to go.
Nice.
So it looks. Future mods, at some point I'm going to tune it. I will, even though obviously that'll get rid of the warranty. But probably am going to tune it just because, again, with Bosch's like Global B system, and the fact that I've decreased a lot of the exhaust restriction because I'm catless, increased airflow with the Venturi box, but the system can't take advantage of the extra air that you're feeding it without pushing extra fuel, and it's not going to self-correct and add more fuel. So I think the best modification, if I were to do any moving forward, would be to tune it and really take advantage of the extra air that I'm getting, whether that's bigger injectors down the line too, potentially.
So you're going all out.
Yeah, from those that I've not going to say exactly who I've talked to, but that seems to be the tuning bottleneck for these cars is the amount of fuel that you can feed to it.
Yeah.
That potentially would be a fix.
Yeah, we were just talking to Josh Holder, and they were apparently kicking around the idea at one point of maybe using E85, but then said, first off, the car's already got a lot of power, but second, you're going to need an injector. You're probably going to need a fuel pump to run that much.
You're probably going to need a bigger tank.
Yeah, that too, because I mean, it already runs through in probably 200 miles.
If you get 200 miles out of that tank, you were babying.
You're driving it,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
it would.
You're going to search for another one?
Another Vette or another C7? I have looked, yes. The problem is the car market being what it is right now, especially, it's ridiculous. I mean, you could buy, it was cheaper to get the manual one brand new.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody.
To add the Tremec 8-speed.
It was $3,000 upcharge for the auto, and now you'll pay $50,000.
That would have been the best investment you ever made.
Right.
Spending $3,000, saving $3,000.
Saving $3,000 and getting the manual.
And then getting the manual and then making $100,000 later.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. It's just they made maybe 2,500 of the C7 ZR1. 2,800.
And then of the
even
28,
fewer were manual.
30%.
That's
manual.
what I mean.
Yep.
So, and then the one that I would want is the press car, the Sebring orange package car specifically. So if you're looking specifically for the Sebring orange car with the ZTK, with the orange package, with the had the bronze on the inside of the car and on the wheel, and you want a manual, you're going to be paying.
You're paying,
You're going to be paying for it. So if one happens to pop up and it's not egregiously expensive, sure. I found one, but it ended up being a Hennessy car, and I talked to the guy that had it for sale, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't know what's done to it." I'm like, "Well, I don't really want to buy it if I don't know what you've done to it."
That's true. So, what were your symptoms whenever you had the transmission valve body issue?
I had an air light come on. It said rear axle system off.
Oh wow!
So I thought it was a battery thing. So I took it to the dealer, and I guess there were also some other passive codes that were in there that were showing valve body problems.
Okay.
And that paired with it was just a little snappier, a little jerkier.
Oh wow!
Feel
Okay.
it. Yeah. It just felt. It just didn't feel the same.
Okay.
It felt like something had changed. I don't know what had changed, but clearly, most likely debris within the valve body is a common problem.
No drivability issues really outside of that?
Other than it being snappier, a little jerkier than other than that, no.
Huh.
It probably would have been fine without it, even if I hadn't got it done. But I figured if that's the great thing about it, because it's under warranty, I'll just take it to the dealer, swap it out. It doesn't cost me a dime anyway. So
awesome.
But yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to take all your time today, so I really appreciate you stopping by.
Awesome.
You have an awesome looking car.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
I'll do my best. Gonna try to make as much of it as I can here too. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, on Instagram it's at Wheeler _ WHEELR_. YouTube it's just Wheeler. Easiest way to find it. I'm still a relatively small channel. If you search Wheeler ZR1, it'll be the first thing to pop up. But,
there you go. Check it out, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So big thumbs up. Wheeler taking the time out of his day as well. Smash those thumbs ups. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because we're going to have a ton of cars like this tomorrow as well. More live videos from Corvettes at Carlisle, and you're not going to want to miss it. But that's going to do it for today, guys. So stay obsessed.
Stay obsessed.